Welcome back YouTubers. Today I'm with a new video on how to create mobile apps for any platform like Android, iOS and BlackBerry, and even for Windows. So let's get started, and the prerequisites that we require are Eclipse IDE installed on your PC, and then we have to have Android SDK with the latest version. We have to provide the SDK location here and we have to apply, then hit OK. And now the final thing we will be requiring is go to Eclipse Marketplace and install the IBM's Mobile First plugin that is available for Eclipse IDE. So basically, Eclipse IDE is an environment which will be providing lots of ease for the developers who are gonna develop all sort of applications. So, and IBM's Mobile First is a platform where it makes the easy HTML, CSS and JavaScript files into native codes that runs on the respective native operating systems. So from the marketplace, I'm gonna install IBM's Mobile First, which is Work-Light version 7. So for this instance, I will be using Work-Light 5.0, which is good enough if we are a new user or just beginner. So I already have Work-Light in my Eclipse IDE. So we shall create a new project, Work-Light project, that will be a hybrid Work-Light project. And we have to select the hybrid application, and then I will provide a demonstration for the Work-Light project and give an application name. I will be providing a basic student registration form here in this video. Student registration, and we can create a Dojo Toolkit plugin which will be useful for the application to run on mobile-friendly browsers. It's loading the toolkits that are required for our project. And then we have to analyze what kind of design we want for our front end. The front end is basically developed using HTML, and the design and attractiveness to the HTML is given by the CSS. And to run the functions which are helpful for operating from one kind of option to another kind of operation, we need JavaScript. We will be finding our project with the project name demonstration_WL, and in the apps folder we will be displayed with the student registration, and herein we will be provided with comment folder, and we have to jump into the student registration.html. And for my ease, I will be using vertical layout, and I will be using a device like standard device. I have to go down and hit standard. Alright. I will be clearing the student register, and from the palette I will be inserting table. As I'm gonna create a form, but using a form will have no use. So if I use table, it's neat and clean, right? And let's assign a div tag here del align center. All right, we are good enough till here, and then we shall close the div tag at here. All right, and now we shall give a caption. Caption as student registration form. Registration form. Here we get the student registration form, and in the data folder, in the data column, we had entered the name. And what is it? Okay, email of the student, and then mobile, and address. Alright, we are good enough till now, and here we are gonna provide input. We are gonna provide input as input type text. All right, then we are gonna give id as id equal to name. All right, similarly, we shall copy this content and paste it in all over the remaining TDs. All right, and then we shall edit mobile, email, name, and address. Okay, we had saved this one, and we shall end this table and give a button here. Button. Okay, on click function, on click, we will be using a JS register function that we will be writing soon, and give a name sign up. Okay, and hit save. We are good enough with the layout of our application, and now we shall jumpstart into JavaScript. And here we have three kind of JavaScript files. We had to go to studentregister.js, and at the end of the file we had to add function JS register. This is a user-defined function, and we have to add some sort of content that is useful by the button. Okay, for my instance, I will be using an alert box, an alert that this function, this is a JS register function, and it's running or working. All right, and then we had to write a variable where name equaled dollar in brackets, give the name and value of the HTML tag. This function, this variable is named after name, and it will get the values from the ID name. It will get the value that is present in name. That means whatever the content we are going to write in here will be forwarded to this name this local variable name. Similarly, okay, and then we had to create var email equaled brackets double quotation email. Okay. Similarly, we have to write the remaining mobile address. All right, we are good enough till now, and we shall go through the next steps. Like we have to create a variable which will use this function, and let's save this file first, and I will walk through what to do next. Okay, that's not the project, we need this project. Okay, where is it? Okay, we are nearly. Okay, this is our JS file, and I'll be providing this file for your exercise. We will be using an adapter, and adapter is nothing but we had to create an adapter on right-clicking the adapters folder and new worklight adapter, and this worklight adapter will be running on the project demonstration_WL, and adapter type is SQL type, and adapter name will be a user defined value, and we shall use std_reg form adapter. Okay, hit the default finish button, and an adapter is generally helpful for transferring our data from the front end to the back end. The front end consists of an XML file and a JavaScript file. And in our XML file, we have to give the driver class. If you are using MySQL, you have to use com.mysql.jdbc.driver, and if you are using DB2, you have to use com.jdbc.db2.jcc.db2driver. Okay, I'll be providing in the description down below if you are using DB2, and leave it to the default if you are using MySQL. And MyDB is the database that we are using, but for this video instance, I will be creating a new database. To create a new database, you have to already be installed MySQL and enter into your database and create a database as std, anything that you might prefer. Okay, now we are using std reg database, and now we shall create a table. Create table reg with name varchar 20, then email varchar 20, then mobile varchar 20, and then address varchar 20, and hit enter, and we have created a table. Let's show tables. reg is a table, and let's select star from reg, and there's nothing in table, so we have got the empty set as our resultant. So as you see, there is nothing in here, and from our front end we'll be providing our registration in the database. We will be feeding our front end results in the database. We will be storing it, and we had to use the database name as reg. Okay, sorry, reg. It's not reg, it's std-reg. Alright. Okay, now to insert a query or insert the data, we had to write a query. To write a query, we need some procedures. Okay, so let's copy this, and we shall create a new procedure with the name procedure 3. Alright, in procedure 3 we have to invoke all the parameters, whatever kind of operations we need. Okay, at the end of the implementation.js, the std-reg form adapter implementation.js, we have to enter procedure 3 statement, and then our query will be like, our query will be insert into reg with name, comma, email, comma, mobile, comma, address. Okay, and close it, and then values and the parameters are assigned with the help of a question mark. The number of question marks is dependent upon the number of parameters we are sending. Okay, till now we are good enough, and then change this to procedure 3 and parameters. Pass the parameters p1, comma, p2, comma, p3, comma, p4, and we shall copy it, and we shall give the parameters as p1, p2, p3, p4, and edit this p3. Okay, now save it. Okay, we shall now deploy this workload server. Okay, sorry, workload adapter, and it's now activating our adapter on the local host 8080 port. Okay, now the adapter has been deployed on our workload server successfully, and now we have to invoke workload procedure. Okay, procedure name is procedure 3, and we had passed the parameters. John is our, let the John, okay, to test does our application is working or not, we are running this backend, this at backend. Okay, now our parameters are to be passed in single quotation as name John, email John at example.com, comma, again mobile number +1. Okay, then we have to give the address as anything Boston, right? We had to apply it, then we had to run it. Okay, there is an exception in Worklight because we didn't give the server the drivers. To give the drivers, we had to go to the servers folder, and in the lib we had to paste a file. That file is available at there.mysql.com, and in MySQL connectors you have to download the connector for JDBC. The JDBC connector will connect our front end with that of a backend. Okay, we had to go to connector.connector/g. G means Java, and then we had to download any of the star file or zip file that you are comfortable with, and then once you have downloaded, it will look as like this, and you have to open this file, open the zip file, and extract this jar file to the server folder, and in lib folder you have to paste that file. Open it. This is a prompt that's by copy it, paste it here, and then drag it to our Worklight lib folder, then copy it. Alright, now we are good enough, and then we have to again deploy our adapter. Deploy our adapter, and then once the adapter has been successfully activated, you have to invoke it. Okay, now you can see the green button, adapter deployed successfully. Now we have to invoke the Worklight procedure. Okay, initially we were left with nothing in our table, and now we'll be running this code and we'll be finding is successful : true. That means the database is working and our file has been updated in the database. Alright, here is the data that we are remaining with in the database. John at the rate of example.com, and his mobile number and his address as Boston. Okay, alright. So our database connectivity is working fine. Now we shall close it. Then we shall test our Worklight project. Run as build and apply detector. Alright, then oh wait, our JavaScript is incomplete, right? Yeah, our JavaScript file is incomplete. So the basic things we will be requiring is our adapter and its procedure. Our adapter name is std form adp tr std form adp tr, and our procedure is procedure 3, email mobile. Our parameters and then these are the values that are stored in the env variable. All right, and then we have to create an opt variable. This opt variable is another variable that will be providing an alert message whenever our project has been successfully deployed onto the database and our values are successfully passed through the database. Okay, on success, on fail, we'll be remaining with WL dot server dot client dot invoke procedure. These both procedures will be invoked on the client side. Alright, then we had to write the two functions, success function and fail function. Insertion has been done and insertion has been failed. Those two functions are to be written outside this function register. We had to consider them as new functions. Alright, we had to save this file and then we had to deploy it, run as build and deploy. Now our application will be running on a local host. We had deployed it and let's check in localhost colon 8080 slash console. And now our workplace environment is up and running, and let's choose the student registration file. Okay, here is the student registration details, and let's enter Joe as our name and email as joe@gmail.com, then mobile number, then address, New York. Sign up. This is a JS register function and it's working is the prompt that we are getting, and then MySQL insertion is done. Alright, now we shall check is our database is updated or not. Yes, it is updated. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like this video.